at Saratoga.
You're watching Saratoga Saturday. Exclusive coverage every Saturday of the meet. Only on Past the Wire TV. Tracking trips from Past the Wire and the Pick Six King, John Stetton. As your handicapping partner, John is your second set of eyes on the past performances, replays, numbers, trips, and more, helping you find the angles and plays others miss. Each week you get expert analysis, smarter ways to press your opinions, and the keys to cashing bigger tickets. Tracking trips from Past the Wire. Give yourself an edge and partner with a pro. Get a second set of trained, experienced eyes. Join today. Membership has its benefits. You're watching Past the Wire TV.
Number 1 is Mo Donegal by Uncle Mo. And they're off in the Remsen. As they come on for the finish, and it's going to be tight here in the Remsen. Mo Donegal bearing down on the outside. It's Mo Donegal and early voting, and it is Mo Donegal to win the Wood Memorial. And it will be Mo Donegal to win the Test of the Champion, the Belmont Stakes.
Well, hello everyone. We are here another week. Last week we did the Ohio Derby, and my top pick finished second, unfortunately, but it paid very well for second and for place in show. So that was a little bit of a plus there. We're going to hit Churchill Downs. They got a great card. I mean, look, they got the Derby. They call it the Derby City Pick Six. All of them are stakes races. Fantastic. It's tough, but I think it's going to be a little chalky, but I think if we get lucky in a couple of races, I think we could hit a little bit of a price on that pick six. And so we're going to step right in and go into the Stephen Foster big race, a lot of great horses. And before we get started, I want to thank Race Lens. We'll be using Race Lens on this show, and we'll use all the tools that we can. And hopefully some of them will help us out, and you can check them all out at Equibase, Race Lens. That's the product. So we're going to go and hit this, start into the race here. Let's dive into it, and here we go. Pyrenees, the one horse. Look at this horse. Last 4 times out has done everything correct, especially that last time, beating a pretty decent horse, King's Barnes. Honestly, I think King's Barnes should have won that race. He had everything right for him, and Pyrenees did everything correct too. Just snuck in on the rails, saved ground, and did what he had to do to win that race. The horse has won 4 in a row, like I said. What else can you say about this horse? Doing excellent. He's the now horse. Cherie DeVoe, excellent trainer. She's been really hot of late. Look at this, the last 30 days, 18% wins. Got to really like that. And when she's hooked up with Brian Hernandez, your Kentucky Derby winning jockey, they get 25% wins. And look at this, plus 13% ROI. You got to love that. Return on your investment, especially when it's super low or in the positives. It's excellent. This horse should be real close to the pace, I believe. Should be sitting there first, maybe not first, but it should be second or third. There's plenty of speed in this race, I believe, to set it up. Maybe he could take advantage of it being close. I think there's a couple other horses that could do some damage. Is this horse worthy of the win place column? Yes, definitely, 100%. I'm very scared of this horse in this race. Let's look at Raceland's angle here. They say this horse shipping to track wins on multiple circuits. The success score is 4.4. That's really good. We'll go back on at the end, and I'll show you another tool, and they'll show you where they believe this horse will be at the end of the race. But for me, this is one of those must plays. I think this is at least a 4-horse race, possibly a 3-horse race, but definitely a player. The 2, First Mission. This horse, I think the morning line is 6-5. Yeah, this horse, oops. I don't know what happened there. I got to get off of that screen. This horse is definitely going to be the favorite. Brad Cox has taken that. He's winning at 24% in the last 30 days. When he's Florent, he's hooked up with him. They're at 29% wins. This horse has won this last 2 times. This horse will be sitting, another one that'd be like Pyrenees, sitting pretty close to the pace, if not on the pace. Should be the favorite. Looked really good the last 2 times. Is this horse qualified to be in the win or the place column? Definitely 100%. I shouldn't talk you out of this, but I'm not going to talk anybody out of this horse. This horse has a lot of talent and should be the favorite in this race. The angle in this one, horse won last time as the favorite, which is a very good angle, 5.9. Grade round route, second or better last time out, the same track. But it was on. They're saying that's not a bad and not a good angle. It was on a sloppy track last time. You're gonna get a wet track. I doubt it. If you do, it's gonna be more of a just damp. I think it's gonna be a fast track. Rain here has been going on and off here at Kentucky, so I don't think you're gonna get a heavy downpour. But I do see it possibly a chance of little sprinkles, but nothing to slow this horse down or any of the horses down in this 1 1/8 purse for a purse of $1 million. Player, yeah, definitely. But is it a must? You know what? If you're playing some exotics like your pick 5s, pick 6, the pick 4s, if you like this horse, I think this should be a single. If you think this horse is beatable or there's other horses that can win this race, I think you should toss it because it's going to be such a low price. Unless, like I said, unless you just flat out say this is your winner, then single it and find your prices somewhere else in the pick 6. You know, that's what best way you're going to have to do it. Player, yes, major player. Happy American. Well, probably should be happy. He's probably in this race trying to get a piece of the pie here. Horse is running off Lasix. Horse really hasn't done much in grade 3s, grade 2s. I think this horse has really got to step it up big time to do any kind of damage. Raceland's angles here, it's a -1. The style because coming from behind, they're saying that's not really good here. I actually disagree with that. I think in this race, in this particular race, I think we have enough speed. A pace horse or a come from behind horse could actually win this race. But for me on this horse, I'm going to pass. I don't believe this horse is the same caliber as these others, especially the 1 and the 2. And there's a couple others I think are a notch above this horse. Then we're going to go to the number 4 horse, Disarm. Okay, had a little bit of a break from August 23 to May 24, so I had some time off, got rested. And this horse usually comes from behind, always comes from behind. Well, Rosario didn't ride him. Keith Ashmanson rode him wire to wire. Very unusual for this horse. You could take this in a lot of ways. His competition was no good. and he just had an easy day. You could look at that way, but it was an allowance 80,000. He's just stretching his leg. It's more of a workout, getting ready for this type of race. I think it tells me another story. It tells me that he felt so good. He's so ready. He did something he never really does, which is go to the front and say goodbye to everybody. Will he do that today? I think he's going to go back the old way, come from behind. But I think that last race tells us everything, how ready this horse is. I think he's ready to rock and roll. I think Steve put him in that race on purpose. There we go. I'm sorry I lost you there for a second. Totally apologize for that. My screen freaked out on me. But let's go back to Disarm here. Joe Rosario is aboard now. Big money jockey. Look, we're going to get a little bit of a price, 6-1. I'm kind of leaning on this horse. I think there's enough speed in here that this horse could do some serious damage, especially at the end of the race. Let's look at some angles here. They're saying negative because he comes from behind, which, like I said before, I disagree here in this race because I think there's enough speed for a come from behinder. This horse won last time as a favorite, which is a great angle, and it's better second time out on the same track. That just race was just, to me, was easy. Did it great. He did what he was supposed to do. I'm not worried about the buyer. I know a lot of people are going to go, oh, the buyer. Hey, Steve Ashmanson, when they put him in there and said, probably basically, let's get a nice work, do what the horse wants to do, which the horse wanted just to rock and roll. And I'm sure he shut him down a little bit, didn't really push him too hard. So I think the horse is ready to go. And I think he's a must play for the first or second slot. Now, that's 3 horses for the first and second slot. I have now 3. That shows you, I think this race is a little tougher than a lot of people would think. Dreamlike. Well, this horse has 1 win, lifetime. Always there at the end. It seems like does pretty good job in grade 3s. I just don't know if he's up to this caliber. It is nice to see Irad riding this horse for Todd. But look at this. Look at the last 2 races. Not too bad. And sits pretty close to the pace for these horses. They're adding the blinkers. Are they adding to get a little bit more speed? Are they adding the blinkers to get this horse a little bit more focus? I personally think to get both. I think this horse probably does look around a lot. If you look back and past races here on this horse, they did put the blinkers on him 3 times in a row. The speed part maybe a little bit better, but it seemed like he was focused, except for that one race where he ran 6.656. You could probably toss that out. Who knows what really happened there? He just finished breaking his maiden the time before. Horses are funny. They do strange things. I think overall it's a very good horse. Is he a horse for top 2? Not in my book. I think he's more on the bottom side of it from some exotics, the trifectas, and more or less, for me, the supers, if you're going to play a super. But that's how I see this horse. There's a Raceland's angle here. 3rd race off a layoff. Personally, that's one of my top favorite angles. I think that's a great angle for this horse. But for me today, I think there's a couple other horses that just are too much for this one. Classic Causeway. I don't know what to make of this horse. All I can say is Kenny McPeak doesn't do too many things wrong overall. Personally, if I was training this horse, I'd probably drop him in class a little bit, maybe a grade 3 or a small stakes on the turf. and I think he could get his confidence back. I think this horse needs a confidence builder. He didn't win last year, and he hasn't won this year. I think he needs a confidence builder. So I think if you dropped him into a small stakes on the turf, probably going about this distance or maybe a little further, I think he'd do great. But in this group, I think these other horses are just way too good for this horse. I think this horse is a couple of notches below. Horse does have talent, but I think they need to get some confidence back into this horse back again. The 7, King's Barnes. Now, I thought that horse was going on great from his little time off from 23. He came back and won pretty easy in an allowance race. He went in a grade 3. He won pretty easy there. And then the one, I think, you know what? This horse should get it here. There were some slow fractions. Look at this. I mean, they went, okay, 24-8 is okay, slow. But 50-3, pedestrian. 115 and change. I mean, half of us could walk backwards faster than that, I think. That's very slow. Look at the time before that. This horse ran at a 113 at the 6 furlong mark and change. Big difference, right? So he had a 115. He's cruising, no problem, and still gets beat. Same time, finish time as the time before when he won. 157 and change, 157 and change. Pyrenees ran a better race, took advantage of this horse, napping, which is strange. When you get Luis Saez on the lead in the stretch, which he was, usually he's tough to get by. So I don't know what to make with this horse. I do believe this horse is an excellent horse. I think he's definitely a player. The Racelands angle here. We got here. I'll get it back up for you. Ships in well. That's a 4.4 success. Todd Pletcher, last race, beaten favorite. He comes back, success score at 6.9. Pretty huge. ROI negative 18%. That's a pretty big number. That's a huge number to look at. That's really good. Third race after layoff, one of my favorite angles again. So there's a lot of good things going for this horse, a lot. But I think there's other horses that are peaking, doing much better now. This horse doing what I thought should have been an easy win, especially at the turn for home. I thought this horse had it, no problem, especially with those fractions. I'm all like, easy peasy. No, it wasn't. So I don't know what this horse was thinking. Once again, these horses will make you shake your head more than once in your lifetime. So for me, I'm more leaning on the exotics with this horse, 3rd or 4th for trifectas and supers. So I'm going to want to see what's really this horse is being like. Okay. The 9, Steel Sunshine. Well, this horse really tries it pretty good. Tries really hard. Personally, I think he's a notch below these horses. Paco's aboard. Paco does a good job with this horse. Will he be coming at the end? I think this horse will be flying at the end. I think he's going to try very hard. I don't know about if the win or place column, but for show or finish some of your exotics, yeah, might do some damage there. But this is a hard trying horse, and if I own this horse, I would love to have this horse because I like hard trying horses. You just got to figure out what their main deal is, what they could do and what they cannot do, and at least he tries. So he's always right there. He tries his best, but I think he's a notch below. 9, the outside horse, Skip Along Stocking. This horse has been been here for a while, 23 races, got 8 wins, so this horse definitely knows how to win. You go back 3 races, got walked off. He got vanned off. The rumor was that the horse got overheated, and basically Tyler Gaffalione just wrapped him up and saved him for another day, which all jockeys, pretty much most jockeys, will do that to save the horse for another day. And believe me, the trainer and the owner really appreciates that. And the horse wasn't going to do you any good in that race anyway as a bettor, so it's better to fight another day. And he came back with vengeance. Look at this. Won 2 times in a row, pretty much sitting right on the pace. I think this is one of your pace horses. Definitely one of them, probably most likely going to be on the lead. But there's a couple others that's going to force him. Is this good for win a place? Yeah, definitely. That's definitely. So now I have 4 horses that could possibly be win place. So how is that possible? So to me, it's a 4-horse race. That's why I think personally, I would leave out the big favorite, which is the 2 First Mission. But I'm not going to say that horse is no good. I think if you love it, I think you should leave it into this race. This horse has got some angles, ships in very well. They think it's a negative when it comes to layoffs, up to 5 or more. Yeah, it's been April, but you know what? Joseph Safi does a really good job with this stuff. And look, Jose Ortiz is aboard. How can you really knock that? It's kind of hard to knock that, okay? So that was the form on Stephen Foster. What we're going to do is now go to Race Lens and check out what they see, how the race is going to develop. And you can agree or disagree. I sometimes disagree. Sometimes I agree. But let's just check it all out. First, let's check out the odds. Over here, they have the odds. Now, you have to do settings on to figure out odds and figure out percentages over on how they're going to finish. I had a pre-setting done. Sometimes I play with it if I really think the race is leaning one way, like there's one speed horse. But if there's a multiple speed horses, I kind of make it pretty balanced to see what it comes up with. This is what it's got. Right now, true odds, the 5 Dreamlight should be 5-1. The morning line is 10-1. I think you're going to actually probably get a little bit more than 10-1. You probably get closer to 15 because I really think First Mission is going to go probably a 4-5. Who knows? Probably even less. Who knows? Be right around there. This is how they see the race in the beginning, early. They see the 7, 1, 2, 9. I see the 9 and 7 being out there battling. And I think the 9 will be out in front personally, and the 7 sitting there second. The rest of the mix, who knows? The 1 might be sitting back there third or fourth. Like we said, I think he's more of a pace horse. And the 4 definitely going to be coming from behind. And the 2 will be sitting pretty close too. We'll be sitting pretty close to the pace. So I think it's going to be 9, 7, 2 in the front, the 1 sitting fourth personally. They see the 2 taking the lead at the middle of the race. It could happen. This horse definitely has that kind of talent. And then they see at the end of the race, the 2 with 29%, the 5 with almost 16%, the 9 with almost 14%, the 7, 13, and then the 4 and 9. I personally see it a little different. I like the 4, 9, 1. That's how I see it. I think the 1 could hang in there for a piece of the pie. Like I said, I'm going to toss the 2 just because, A, there's plenty of other horses that can beat the 2, and I don't want to settle. Excuse me. I don't want to settle for a very short price on this one. I could get, well, on disarmed, we're looking around 6-1, probably be close to it. The 9 is going to be 5-2, probably your second favorite. And then you got the 1 at 12-1. I mean, I think I would lean towards them a little bit more personally. But like I said, if you love that too, jump on it and single them out if you're doing a pick six. I think that's how you should play it. Remember, this is a Derby City pick six. And I'll show you how I would play it in other races. And this is how I would play it. Okay, in the 7th race, I like just one horse there. I really love the 2. Going to be a favorite. If anything, if you're going to do anything, for me, I'm going to probably most likely bet the 2 to win. I'm going to play an exact 2 on top of the 3. That's it, ice cold. And that's how I see the 7th race. It's not too much for me. In the 8th race, I'm going to play a $20 exacta, but I am going to put the 4 on top of the 5. But I am putting the 4 and the 5 in my pick 6. I think the 5 does have a shot there. And look out for that horse, and you'll get a little bit better price too. But, I mean, that's how I see it, the 4 or 5. Then the 9th race. I like it in this order, but I took all 4 in my pick 6. The 4, 1, 6, 8. $5 exacta. I'm going to put the 4 on top of the 1, 6, 8. I'm just going to go that way. In the 10th race, once again, I'm taking 4 horses, and I'm going 1, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to play a $10 exacta, 1 on top of the 5 and 6. The 11th race, Stephen Foster. I like the 4, 9, 1, 2. That's how I like them. I'm gonna put a win bet on the 4. I'm gonna go for that. Hopefully 6-1 or better. I am gonna put an exacta 4 on top of the 9 and the 1, because personally I'm hoping 4-1, because the 1 is gonna be probably close to 10 to 12-1. That'd be pretty nice with a 6-1, or hopefully that hit that exact. That'd be pretty nice. And then in the 12th race, yeah, it's a tough race. That's pretty tough. 1, 3, 8, 2. But we could sit here and argue, really, do I'm really in love with the 1 on top of the 3 and the 8, or 2? Not really in love. That's why I'm going to do a $1 try box, all 4 together, and just let it go like that. That's how I see the Derby City pick 6 and the Stephen Foster, with Stephen Foster actually being the 11th race. Once again, Stephen Foster, I like 4, 9, 1, 2, and that's how I see that. So once again, I want to thank Race Lens and for all the tools. So if you want to go there, they have a lot of great tools. Like you see all the angles, you see the printout of what they think, how the race is going to come. But remember one thing, it's your handicapping too. You have to do your own handicapping and learn and figure out some things. Sometimes when to basically sit back and just watch a race too. But if you're going to play the pick 6, that's how I would play it personally. And if you have any questions out there about anything, please shoot me an email when it comes to maybe going to buy a horse at one of the sales. You know, there's one coming up right now in July. If you got questions, or if you just want to go there and see things and figure it out, I'm more than willing to help you out, help you buy one, answer all the questions about training, owning, and claiming, and you name it. So once again, let's go out there and get some winners, and I'll see you on the flip side and hopefully in the winner's circle. How about that?
Nobody does it better.
You're watching Past the Wire TV. Solomini, a top 10 first crop sire in 2023, standing at McMahon of Saratoga. 14 first crop winners, including My Shady Lady, winner of the $500,000 New York Stallion Series 5th Avenue Stakes, Grade 2 winner, Winstock, and Stakes winner, Solo Shot. Solomini, the 7th leading freshman sire and the only top 10 freshman sire with a Grade 1 or Grade 2 winner. He sired a $700,000 2-year-old at the OBS April sale. His juveniles sold for nearly 6 figures on average, more than 12 times the stud fee. Solomini, a controversial DQ from being a Grade 1 winner by 2-time Horse of the Year Keeneland, standing at McMahon of Saratoga Thoroughbreds.
Nobody does it better.